Hi there, my name is Kathy Hurlbert. I'm an Instructional Technology Specialist for Northeast ISD. We're going to take a look at how to use our smart notebook lessons with an iPad. So now that we've moved to Airtame projection, we're noticing that the boards are no longer interactive. This is kind of a shift in thinking because now with Airtame, the interactivity will occur still, but it will occur on devices within the classroom. So we're going to look at how to take your existing content that you've already have developed and use it in an interactive manner with an iPad. So we're going to look specifically at Smart Notebook today. So the first thing you'll need to know is that to use the Smart Notebook application with current Smart Notebook lessons, those notebook lessons need to live in your Google Drive first. So I created a folder in my Google Drive called Smart Lessons, and I'm going to go ahead and I can upload if they're on my computer already. I can go ahead and add them to this folder by just going to File, Upload, and then navigating, finding where those files are on my computer, and then adding them to my drive. So this is going to help me with my first step. So once they've been added to my drive, we're going to take a look at the next part, which is how to access and use them on my laptop. So hang tight for the next section. All right, let's take a look at part 2. So in the first section, we talked about uploading those Smart Notebook lessons to our Google Drive. Let's take a look at why we did that and how we're going to use them. So for this next step, we want to be able to take our iPad and use that Smart Notebook lesson while interacting with it and being able to move around the classroom and also have students interact with the content. So to do this, I'm going to need 2 applications on my iPad. I need the Smart Notebook software, which you see here on the left, the Smart Notebook application, and then Google Drive application. So I'm going to download both of those either from the self-service app on the iPad or from the App Store. We do need to go ahead and sign in to Google Drive so that way it's connected to my Google Drive account so I can grab the things I need. Now let's start with how we're going to connect to the board. So if you are using an Airtame, if you've already got Airtame in your classroom, you can connect to your board wirelessly on an iPad by pulling down in the upper right corner and going to screen mirroring. This is going to search for your projector, and you should see a little number, the number of all the wireless projectors come up. You can look up at your projector, and there's a sticker probably on the bracket holding it to the wall that identifies what the projector number is. You would just click that projector number to connect, and it'll prompt you for a little code to put in so you can connect. I'm not actually connected to a board right now, but that's how you would show your iPad up on the screen. So let's talk about now how do we get those Smart Notebook lessons open so as we're projecting we can interact with them. So for this, I'm going to start with my Google Drive application. So I'm going to open Google Drive, and I have uploaded my lessons. And what I'm going to do is basically I can just search for it, or I can toggle to the folder where I stored the lesson. So I usually search just by the name just for ease. So as it opens up in Drive, it's kind of going wonky and saying I don't know what to open this with. So my next step is click my 3 dots right here on the right, and I'm going to click Open In, and it's going to search and say the different programs it could use, and I'm going to go ahead and select Notebook. So this is automatically going to go ahead and open in Notebook for me here. So all right, so now that I have my Smart Notebook lesson open here, I can go ahead and just move around with my iPad and use my finger to drag and drop features. I can also use the tools down at the very bottom of the screen if I need to add shapes in or annotate, and I can double tap to change the color of my pen, the width, all that good stuff to move between different features. I can even pull photos in to annotate on top. So you'll use the slider on the left to move through your lesson, and use the tools on the bottom to actually interact with the content. So it is kind of a scaled down version of the notebook software, but you can still, like I mentioned, use the tools here to still interact with content. So just like you would on the smartboard. And again, the advantage to this is we can put it in the hands of students a little bit more securely than we can our teacher laptop. So to disconnect from the projector, swipe down from the upper right on the iPad and turn screen mirroring off. To connect to the board on your teacher laptop, tap the Windows K and select your projector, and then enter the code from the screen. To disconnect on laptop, tap Windows K again and click Disconnect. Sharing has to be stopped from one device. Enable for another device to start sharing.